that maybe the president is justified. What do you have to say about this? It's just a side note to the discussion that the CPDM advocates, or I don't know how to call this.
Surrogates.
Yes, the surrogates who are there saying that no, he told us that he was going for a short leave, and a short leave is 90 days is justified. So what do you have to say before we move on?
Well, his surrogates are people that have valid reason, and we earlier distinguished three categories of surrogates in this platform: his immediate family members, his friends, and those who are benefiting from the system, both militant of the CPTM and the fake, in quote, opposition members that are only there to play dirty water within the opposition. Those are the three categories of people who yesterday were agitating. They were rewarded with 5 hand fingers. And
whether you run a shop, a pharmacy, a restaurant, a distribution company, a manufacturing business, an NGO, or a professional service firm, your business has the same fundamental problem. You need to know what's happening on ground. How much are you making? How much are you really making, selling? Who owes you? Where is your money going to? What's happening in your stock? Are your expenses under control? And when it comes to accounting, you need more than generic software. You need accounting that understands order. Solafite is built around the OADA accounting framework, connecting your daily business transactions to your accounting and financial reporting. From sales and invoicing to purchases and inventory, cash and banking, bank reconciliation, expenses, payroll, and financial reporting. Your business information works together in one platform. And now you can interact with your business information using AI. Ask in English or French, how did you perform this month? Who owes you money? What are your best-selling products? Get the information you need to make better decisions. Whether you are an entrepreneur, checking your business from your phone at the comfort of your home or even abroad, an accountant managing books, or a CEO demanding visibility and control, Solafite is built for you. Solafite, OADA accounting, business management, intelligent insights. One platform for running your business better. Visit solafiteonline.com for more details.
hello, might not benefit anything. One would have expected that maybe Chiroma should be granted, that's a presidential pardon, and let him come back to the country. But now that is more of hope than a reality, given that for the 9 months even being abroad, his communication style has not met up with the promises and the hope he nursed in the mind of Cameroonians. The question came up over and over again: what are your strategies to fight the results? Because we know it's going to be weak. He said, for somebody who has worked with the system for 25 years and has been a tool used to marginalize the people, he has now turned his back, and so we should just trust his strategy. We have seen the strategy for 9 months, unable to even stand with the detained, those who are unjustly detained for their right, to even communicate properly. We rather saw how he encouraged activists online to be attacking a man whose candidacy was simply ripped off unjustly from some Camto. And so from the background of things, sometimes we are even tempted to think that he was a spy within the opposition. So I just want to come back to say that a new cabinet reshufflement, and they cannot cut down the state budget, they cannot cut down the lifestyle of these ministers, is going to do no good to any commoners. It's still going to benefit by some privileged classes.
Okay, we'll soon be signing out for today's edition but we still have a few issues to look at. Now, 74 days out of the country, and Cameroonians, I remember we've covered this issue significantly, discussed different dimensions. Do you expect anything different? The country was running. Will there be any way the country will run now compared to how it was? And if there is no change, what says about the role of the president in our present country?
No, we cannot say that. On our daily life, nothing is going to change.
Okay.
But at the level of diplomatic ties, some few diplomats that were to go to directly to the Unity Palace, when he was abroad, they could not do that. But now they can do. So, to the layman, when the most talk about the overdue state of the president of the republic abroad is pushing the argument towards an incapacitation. They want to prove to the institutions that are still, if they are still respecting the rule of the law, to show that Biya had another term of office that he doesn't deserve by his biological fabric. He is weak. He cannot perform like Ibrahim Traoré or any other active president can do. Now, it doesn't say that, it doesn't cancel the fact that things were already done. The way they have structured the country, even without the president, this country can run, because the military, in a military state, it suffices that they present the gun to anybody who is against, and he's going to fold his tails and put him between his legs and sit quiet. So many intellectuals in this country, you think they don't know what to say? When have you ever seen a political scientist hearing his voice to analyze what is happening?
I think we've had so many of them on CLTV and
No, yesterday, for example, for those who follow the live session, they did everything to give to the opinion that actually Cameroonians were demanding that particular spectacle that they were presenting. Never in the life of any state has the return of a president been a ceremonial activity, but they even celebrated it more than the feast. More than the national day. So this is not just happening this year, and it's showing that the more the president of the republic is getting old, the celebration sometimes to come might even take by weeks. Because last year they started this initiative of broadcasting long hours broadcast. They will go and bribe students to go for 1.5 a day. They go and stand by the roadsides, and they do that sometimes with some of our parents who actually wanted to lure us into such a failed system, just that we escaped, and some of them curse us that we will never know success because we refuse to enter their double standard lifestyle. So I want to say that.
Okay, thank you. Now, before we go, these are a few questions that I want you to answer in less than 80 seconds, and maybe in some words, just one word. So I have the first question. Let me just get the first question. Please, no long stories. Straight to the point. One word to describe the president's return. One word or less. Yes, one word.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Wow, you heard it from him. He says it's unnecessary. Question 2. What is the biggest expectation Cameroonians have from the president who is back in the country? Hope. You really think that Cameroonians are hoping?
Yes.
Well, they are hoping. And what kind of hope? Maybe you should expatiate. I will give you the liberty to expatiate on this.
So you confuse the other one. Now you are giving me. So
I have the power to decide whether you expatiate.
Well, when I talk of hope, we are in a religious country where most people are spiritually backed. So the way they have cooked the country, most people live in hope that can never be met. But if you tell them that, they will consider that you are harsh. So most of them, all the drama you saw them doing yesterday, some are having their document that is tied in one ministry, some are having their children whose the bank account has been blocked somewhere. Little issues, social issues, that are systematic problem. So they hope that since the head of state have come, he's just going to automatically press on one button and it's going to solve all. And you cannot stop somebody who is under hardship.
Okay. Third question. What should be the president's first priority, the first thing he should do now that he's back in the country?
Appoint the vice president.
Appoint the vice president. Okay, that is an expectation. The fourth question, is his return likely to change the political atmosphere in Cameroon?
Yes.
Can you, I'll give you 30 seconds.
A new election announced is going to set the political atmosphere more dramatic.
Okay. Now, what is the biggest issue he cannot afford to ignore now that he's back in Cameroon?
Well, the different scandals.
The different scandals?
Yes.
And there's so many of them.
First, the indomitable lion, figure food means Wahala. For now, receiving the indomitable lion is something that he cannot ignore. Yes.
Okay. I think we're ready to talk about any major change in the government. Any major change. Do you expect any major change?
A cabinet reshufflement before the end of this year
is unlikely.
It's unlikely.
Okay. That's the only. I think the same way. What should young Cameroonians be watching for? We talked about his promises that this mandate was for young Cameroonians. What should they be looking out for? 30 seconds.
Think out of the box. Help yourself before you get frustrated.
It has nothing to do with the president.
No. You see, unfortunately, what Cameroonians do, when I say Cameroonian, it depends on how I live on a daily basis. And I see my neighbors, my workers, my friends that we work together. I see their mentality. And all I can tell them, learn to believe more in yourself.
Learn to believe more in yourself. Now, what one word do you think that President Biya, who is serving, maybe, we don't know, where is his last term, who wants to leave as legacy?
No, he has nothing to do with legacy. He's a power monger. what we are going to remember about him is the same. Is the same legacy people like Hitler left.
The last question,
People like
I
Stalin.
don't want to buy that, but the last question now, and I'll give you 1 minute only to answer it. If you were to write the president's biography, what would be the topical things?
No, he can never choose somebody like me to write his
No,
biography.
if you were to take yourself into his
We
shoes.
should also come closer to reality. Yes.
No. You are an analyst. I give you perspective to the country.
Okay.
Today, BS says he's going.
Yeah, right.
He has handed over the power, or he maybe whatsoever.
Right.
Now he says, write my story, ruling Cameroon for 43 years or so. What will you jot down?
What I'll jot down is the ability to stay quiet and allow people confuse themselves and turn out, and like ruling people with silence, creating an atmosphere where whatever choices people make, give credit to you. And he's not the first person using it in history. That's why I'm trying to tell you that somebody like that will never choose somebody like me to
Now,
write his
we'll
biography.
discuss this in our next episode, because I had a conversation with some guys, and there was a kind of controversy. Some says President Biya is one of the best presidents in the world. It is very, very difficult to rule people for 43 years and you are still going even at your age and others are saying he's the worst president. So I think that maybe in our next edition we'll bring this topic just to give perspective to our viewers. And one word before we go, if you want to tell our viewers.
Nobody has ever feel confused when he trusts himself. Most people are confused in life because they give more time to others than themselves, and at a certain point in time, they cannot rewind the tape. Your life depends only on you. If anything good or bad is to happen to you, then it's first of all going to concern you before your wife, your kids, your workers. Anything that is going to happen will start with you.
Everything will start with you, and that is how we saw it for today's edition. Thank you for being part of the show today. Please, we are begging. The only thing you can do to us, if you are not joining the membership, is to subscribe. So at least comment, so that you become part of the community. So we have an open community, which is subscribing, and we have a closed community for those who have a membership. So thank you for being there today. See you today, again with maybe other content, and tomorrow for more discussion and analysis. Until then, bye-bye from us. That seems presidential.